In the spring of 2020, teachers around the world found their professions flipped on their head overnight and had to become immediate experts on virtual teaching. And many also had to become filmmakers as well, as a lot of districts required teachers to make videos for students who were having trouble logging in or who could learn the lessons asynchronously. So today I want to share with you 5 tips that I've learned when I'm making videos for my own students. Stick with me and let's talk about it. Hi, and welcome to Classroom Confidential. My name is Christopher Youngren, and I'm a middle school ELA teacher in Tucson, Arizona. If this is your first time joining me, then hey, welcome. I'm glad to have you here. So if the 2020-2021 school year has taught us nothing else, it's that engaging with students ain't easy, right? I mean, it's hard enough in person, but when you're trying to reach through that computer screen and get them to pay attention to the so important lessons you're teaching, the challenges are real. And sometimes it's easier to record a lesson for them to review later, or maybe they're having internet trouble, or maybe they just learn differently. But it's good to have these videos on hand for them to review, especially if the assignment is one that has multiple steps or is somewhat complicated. So today I wanted to share 5 steps with you of things that I've found to be effective when I'm making my own videos. So the first thing you need to do is decide what kind of video you're making. Are you making a screencast video or a talking head video? And by talking head videos, I don't mean burning down the house. Hey, welcome to 1987, folks. Could I be dating myself anymore? You know, the most depressing thing I saw this week was 1980s music being advertised on the AARP website. But no, anyway, talking head videos are basically what I'm doing right here, right now. It's one shot, me talking directly to you, talking directly to the camera. It personalizes the experience. It makes the student feel like you're talking to them directly, and it's a great way to demonstrate things. Maybe you're a science teacher and you want to show the kids how to do an experiment so they can follow along step by step by step and rewind and review if they need to clarify certain things. But it's a great way to present a lesson the same way you would if you were in front of a live classroom. Now, on the other hand, you have screencast videos. I personally use Screencastify, but there are plenty of great programs out there to choose from. I'm not going to go into them right now. But what the Screencast does is it creates a video of your computer screen itself. So you can go over things like instructions, or maybe demonstrate math problems, or technological tools that they're expected to use that would be too difficult to just explain in writing, or things like Google Slides, Google Forms, Google Docs that you want to demonstrate to them as you speak about the assignment. So it's a great way to show them the things they're going to be using online from your end. Number 2, you want to keep your videos short and sweet and to the point. I personally wouldn't go more than 5 minutes, because after 5 minutes, all students are going to be able to hear is wah, 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 wah. You want to get to the point, you want to recap at the end, and you want to get out while you still have their attention. I've said it before in other videos, you right here, right now, are just another app on the screen. And if you want them to pay attention, you got to make it interesting. You gotta make it big, and you gotta get to the point and be done. Number 3, make sure you have the right equipment for the job. Now look, I'm not suggesting you break the bank on great camera equipment and sound and lighting and everything. You're not starting a YouTube channel, for crying out loud. You're just making videos for students. But even still, you want those videos to be the best they can be, so students can hear you, see you, and understand what you're saying. So, I mean, honestly, most of our phones these days have cameras that will work perfectly well to make our videos. You may want to invest $20 in a decent microphone just to make sure that you're heard and understood. Lighting, make sure you're well lit. I mean, most classrooms have decent lighting, but if you want to invest in a couple of external lights just to make sure that you can be seen, do so. I would also suggest investing in a decent tripod. I mean, you could get one pretty cheaply on Amazon, $20, $30, and then you don't have to keep leaning your phone up against a stack of books and having it fall over constantly. Having the proper tools to make your videos is gonna make making your videos in the end a much easier experience and a much more quality product in the end. Number 4, you want to keep your clothing and your background simple. Now this as cool as it is not a good background to use when I'm teaching a lesson to students. Why? Because instead of focusing on my words, on the lesson, on the message, they're going to be focusing on, oh look, Goonies action figures. Is that a book on magic? Star Wars toys. Is that a Fraggle stuffed animal? Who has Fraggle stuffed animals? What is a Fraggle? I don't know. How is it different from a Muppet? These are questions that should not be going through their mind when you're trying to teach them the difference between nouns and verbs and adjectives. You want your message to be what is focused on, not everything behind you. And this goes to your clothing as well. If you have clothing that's distracting, maybe it has words on it or something that they're reading and they're tuning you out because they're like, what is that word? Unicorn or walrus? I'm not quite sure. Keep it simple, silly, because your words are what is important, not all the cool stuff you have behind you. And I got some pretty cool stuff, but that's not the point. And number 5, don't try to be perfect, because you're not gonna be. Progress, not perfection, as the old saying goes. And if you mess up, who cares? Leave it in the video. Kids love seeing teachers make mistakes. It humanizes us. It makes them feel like there's not so much distance between us, that we're all just people, we're all in this together, and we're all equally capable of messing up. So leave the mess ups in there. I would suggest practicing your lesson before you film it. Maybe have some bullet points that you want to go over. Know where you're going, because even if you mess up, generally you want to be able to speak with confidence. Because if you don't come off with confidence, and if it doesn't look like you know where you're going, and if you don't have things well organized, kids aren't going to trust you and they're going to get confused. So practice it. Don't memorize it, but make sure that you get the point across that you need to get across, rather than making everything spotless and perfect. Because guess what? It ain't never going to happen. Look, ain't nobody expecting you to be a great filmmaker. If that's what you aspire to, great, fine, go for it. More power to you. I hope you win. But right here, right now, what is important is this: getting your lessons to land on ears that are listening. Some students do better in Zoom meetings where they're able to interact directly with the instructor and ask questions and get clarification right there in the moment, while other students prefer the video route where they're able to rewind, review, and take the lesson in their own time on their own terms. But whatever you do, don't forget this: always be your authentic self. The students would prefer you to be a person, even if you're making mistakes, than they would you produce some sort of glitzy and glamoury YouTube video. They want to know that you are there with them, and that, to coin a phrase, we're all in this together. They want to feel like you're just another person and you're all on the same side. So be sloppy, make mistakes, leave them in, but be honest with your kids. Talk to them, not at them, and it'll get you a lot farther in the end. I guarantee it. Thanks for joining me today. I hope you got something out of this video. If so, do me a favor and smash that like button for me. And if you're enjoying the rest of my videos, why not subscribe to my channel, and I'll keep them coming. Stay safe out there, be well, take care of yourselves, and take care of someone else. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.